Deuteronomy chapter 5. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them. Jehovah our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. Jehovah made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us who are all of us here alive this day. Jehovah talked with you face to face in the mount, out of the midst of the fire. I stood between Jehovah and you at that time to show you the word of the Yahweh. For ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying, I am Jehovah thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, Jehovah thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy God in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as Yahweh thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor, and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy maidservant, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that the manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Yahweh thy God brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahweh thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and thy mother, as Yahweh thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. It's also interpreted as thou shalt not murder. Neither shalt thou commit adultery, neither shalt thou steal, neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. These words Yahweh spake unto all your assembly in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness, with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tablets of stone, and delivered them unto me. And it came to pass, when ye heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders, and ye said, Behold, Yahweh our God hath showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God doth talk with man, and he liveth. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us if we hear the voice of Yahweh our God any more. Then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have, and lived? Go thou near, and hear all that Yahweh our God shall say, and speak thou unto us all that Yahweh our God shall speak unto thee. And we will hear it, and do it. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words when you spake unto me. And Yahweh said unto me, I've heard the voice of the words of this people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there were such an heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go, say to them, get you into your tents again. But as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Ye shall observe to do therefore as Yahweh your God hath commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. You shall walk in all the ways which Yahweh your God has commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. That concludes Deuteronomy chapter 5, a rewrite of the Ten Commandments, or a reading of the Ten Commandments as spoken by God at Mount Horeb. Thank you for viewing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tuck in a wee prayer requests in the comments if you're a mind to. Sometimes I wish I could have been there to hear and see. But then I'd been long dead if I had. So, or the flesh would have been. Because I don't know if you've heard it said or not, but God is the God of the living. The living God. Part of his name. What he calls himself. So, though I envy their event, I seek his presence even now, as do some of you. I heard his voice once. He told me to stand on my feet. And it was like the thunder, power, majesty. My body obeyed before my mind had time to think of it, or to even tell my body to stand up. It stood up. He said, stand on your feet. I've received an injury on the karate floor, and lost all feeling from about my neck broke down. Thereabouts. I could not stand. And I called from my heart one word, Jesus. That's all I said. And I had been in charge of the class. I was teaching the karate class. And I'd have everybody lined up on my left side. And over here, where there was nobody standing on the right side, came this voice like the thunder. Stand on your feet. And by the time you said feet, I was on them. That was a miracle to me. I had evidence of a hiatal hernia at that time, and it was healed at the same time. So I was made whole. And I report that to you. That's one of my testimonies of God and His magnificent glory and His love. I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve to stand on my feet. I could have just as easily been condemned to that for the rest of my life. But because I called on Him, He honored His word that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord, whosoever shall call upon the name of God, shall be saved. I believe that ever since I read it, ever since I heard it the first time when I was a wee one. And in my heart I called on the name. I didn't even say it out loud. I said it from my heart, the soul, the spirit. His voice, greater than thunder. Such power, I can't compare it to anything. There's nothing created I can compare that power to. My definitions fall way short. And my body obeyed the instant it heard it. And I've had the ability to stand ever since. Trust in God. Trust in His word. Call on Him. Even in the little things, He's there for you. He loves to be with you and to guide you. It's a joy to Him. God's big enough to be a total God to each and every one of us throughout our total life and not miss a beat with anyone else. Totally holy God present in your life. If you measure it that way, it will be amazing to you what things He'll show you and be with you. I mean, I don't care about money or finances. I mean, I would like for my bill to have my bills paid, and he's managed to see to it that those happen. I'm on Social Security. I'm retired. But at the same time, I am obligated in my heart to share the word with you. As many as of you will hear it, share it with someone else as they may hear it for their sake. May they be blessed as well as you. But it's not